What's up, everybody? It's Why We Love Horror Television on the penultimate episode of Dexter Resurrection. I'm JWMaher, and this is Fiorella over there, and that's Aaron Brooks over there. What's going on, Aaron?
Yeah, crazy episode. I would say not the best episode, but one of the best episodes in the entire series history.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think it's one. I think it's gotta. You can have a conversation that's the best episode so far
of this
ever
of Dexter. All I thought it was an amazing episode. I did hear he watched it before I did, and then he kept saying like, "Oh my god, this is the best episode ever." So he kind of hyped it up a little too much, but then I was not disappointed. It was a really good episode.
Well, let's look at the trailer for Touched by an Angel.
Stay away from my son. Does Harrison know who you really are?
I'm telling you, Dexter Morgan is the Bay Harbor butcher.
You must cease and desist. If you are still here tomorrow, I will have you arrested.
No matter how hard I try to keep my family life separate from my darker needs, the two just keep on colliding.
Are we gonna be okay?
You have to trust me. The dark passenger is mine.
That'll do that. Yeah, for starters, kind of like what I said last time, like without getting into spoilers yet. I mean, like Batista paints himself into a corner, like he alienated the NYPD pretty much, and now in this episode, he basically runs across Wallace again, and she basically like throws him out of town, like get the hell out of New York. We get that.
Yeah, gets the badge turned in and everything like that.
Which all of that was like a punch to the gut to me. I think to all of us, I think to most of us, because of how much we love Angel, I think like as universe of Dexter fans, that's not how I didn't want to see that happen. You know what I mean? I didn't want him like that was literally hitting rock bottom for him. And we've seen him hit rock bottom before, but this really was, I feel like they like gutted him for that. So I mean, I was kind of like bummed that none of my predictions so far have hit, but at the same time, I'm super happy they haven't because they're keeping us on our toes, and it's such a good season.
I think the big takeaway for me in this episode is they like not that like Prater has been like the greatest dude ever, but like he's kept himself at like arm's length away from like doing shitty stuff. Yeah. Like he's like you never really, and you think he's like so invested in protecting his hobby that he would at least show some modicum of respect to the people, but clearly he doesn't. And that's kind of like a turning point for me with him in this episode when Dexter's clearly like, "Yo, dude, just leave my son out of it," and then he immediately is like, "Fuck this guy," and he does whatever he wants.
Yeah, I mean, he's a billionaire. He can do what he wants. He gets to, he gets what he wants. Yeah, I mean, I really liked how focused this episode was. It made it feel a little more quick, I think, because you're so used to kind of all the different angles. With this, it was pretty focused, however, and it was focused like on Angel and concluding his storyline, which at first it was like, I kind of figured Angel was going to be for like a few seasons, but they decided to speed up the whole Walt and Mike angle, or Walt angle with Breaking Bad, Hank. Walt and Hank. They did essentially do that entire angle here with Angel and Dexter, a little sped up. Which, if people don't know, it's basically a cop who is basically in the right, who is very close to the person who the whole time is doing the wrong thing that we root for. This Dexter instead of Walt. But it's still done really well. And everything like that. I also think, along with setting up the end of Angel's storyline, it does set up kind of where we're going with the last episode. Probably, I don't think that Prater makes it past the next episode.
I can't see it either. Yeah.
But I think, it's wishful thinking. I'd love to see Peter Dinklage for multiple seasons. But I think most likely what happens here is he continues to mess with Harrison. He probably gets Harrison into a precarious situation where Charlie or Dexter has to take out Leon, and Leon probably dies. And it ends up with Dexter probably going off with that book that Leon had mentioned with all the serial killers in it, and seeing kind of where he gets into with that, and sending Harrison off to college with Gigi to become like forensic analysts for when we eventually get the Harrison spinoff show with Gigi helping Harrison get away with murders because she's a blood person. That's my new theory with this all. It's gone from horrible deaths for everybody to happily ever after and how we make this last 3 seasons. I'm getting a little bit interested to see how we set things up moving forward.
I do think, like, I think we talked offline, Aaron. Like, I think all the New York Ripper stuff is like, is just like all the clues they're giving us, and all, they mean nothing. I don't think all the speculation we've had, like this person's New York Ripper, this person's New York Ripper. I don't think the New York Ripper exists in this reality at this moment. I feel the New York Ripper is a character who we do not know, who Prater knows who it is, and Prater has met the New York Ripper, taken away his manhole cover remover, and been like, dude, look, you've served the community well. You served my community well. Here's like a couple $1 million. You can retire. And he's sending care packages to whoever this person is. And the second Prater dies and that money faucet shuts off, the Ripper's going to come back for revenge. That's what's going to happen in the second season. The Ripper's just going to be, what the fuck? Where's my money? And then he comes back.
Yeah, and I do agree. I mean, this Ripper, like, for as much as I want to be like, the Ripper's not really anything. The beginning of Dexter Resurrection, every single episode starts with a manhole cover. Like, it does. Like, so, like, that, it's a big deal. Like, it is. And I think it has to be the overarching, villain of the show. And, like, have they described who the Ripper goes after or what his, like, killing motif is really?
It's just, it just seems like anybody. Like, I think, because whenever Wallace talks about a case, it's always like some gruesome, like, he killed this woman, he killed this man. It's never like just nurses or something like that. It's never like.
So do we see the Ripper in episode 10?
I don't think we see the Ripper till next season.
Okay.
I think we don't see him, but I think we see, like, even if it's the last couple of minutes, we see something to remind us of him.
Yeah, something to set up the threat of him to Dexter or something. Yeah.
We'll get the non-Josh Brolin Thanos profile shot, and then that'll be the end of the.
But let's like go, just moving through with like the Angel kind of storyline. Yeah. Like, I was able to watch this episode twice, and watching it the second time through, kind of knowing the inevitability of it all, it is just really, really tough to watch because like it's like Angel's so in the right, and he gets to figure out that the gal's at Leon's house, goes to Leon's house, beats like 4 random cops up. Or Charlie takes him with a very poor rear naked choke, but whatever. I'm not going to get into a critique of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with 110-pound gals versus 260-pound fellas, but whatever.
I do love to quickly just add this, that like he wasn't phased at all by the 4 other men, but when she grabbed him, he was like, "Oh fuck!" I just loved it. I thought that was amazing.
And then like he
was a tall girl. She's probably like 150.
Yeah, maybe. And it's really interesting because like he goes and he's thinking Prater's this philanthropist, and like you don't really know where Prater's going to take it at first either. Right. I like how they don't show you either, and then they show him calling Red and being like, "Red, come to through the garage because we have people here," and then it shows him on the ice truck killer's table, which is a nice little extra. Layer to everything and, kind of take it away from there.
Charlie really, we saw in this episode because when we were glossing over the scene, we're like Prater sends Charlie to harass Harrison, then Dexter does the Dark Passengers routine on Charlie. Yeah. Sticks with the program. Yeah. He really gets the drop on her easy too, which was weird. But we're kind of getting to this point where like Charlie, like, kind of ebbs and flows with how complicit she is because clearly she hates her job. She hates it.
But we've known that from the beginning.
Right, but she hates it, but she was totally on board with strapping Batista to the ice truck killer's table. Because we know that she had to have at least been present when that happened.
Well,
I understand.
Her mom is in his hands.
Right, but she's had like this like there's been moments where, and also they made a big deal of the fact that he's kept her mother, who was supposed to die, alive for 8 years. Yeah. So She might be at a point now where she's like, I got 8 years out.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but then that's the whole, I think that's where the whole thing of Dexter will always, to me, fall back on the family unit. Like, yes, I get it. It's about a serial killer, but to me, I'm like, more and more, I'm like, this is like a series about a family. Like, I know that sounds insane, but like, she doesn't want her mother to go. So she is manipulated, and even though she's like this strong, like superhero type person who like could hold her own, he has that over on her. And like, that's the one thing you can have over on her. Just like I think with what happened with Batista, I think that's the worst thing that could happen to Dexter. Another like death on his hands, but not by him, but because of him. I think that's the ultimate torture for that man. I mean, it doesn't stop him from doing.
Because he even tried at the very last second, like, I didn't kill Dokes or LaGuerta. I didn't do it. And then, you know.
Well, right. He finally, and we're kind of jumping around here, but you know, like at the same point, that's fine. Like, this isn't a synopsis, you know, anyways, is a discussion. But like, going with, you know, the discussion with Charlie goes, my weakness is my mom. Your weakness is your son. Yeah. Like, and so like that is foreshadowing for not just the next episode, but beyond, with Harrison continuing to get Dexter into trouble in ways that I think Dexter's going to have to continue to save Harrison and expose himself in other ways, including next episode. With that, and then, you know, with the final kind of moments when, you know, Batista gets released from the table, you know, because it's like they're setting it up so Prater's like, I want to see the show. I want to see the Bay Harbor Butcher do his thing, do it, you know, and then he releases him and, you know, he's like, oh, we're going to work together. It's just like Dexter, I found quite pathetic. It really, I'm just like, oh man, like this is really like pathetic and very manipulative. You really think this is going to, like,
he was trying to pull an enemy is my friend thing, but like Batista was just immediately like, "Oh, cool, I can kill you now."
Right, and like that's.
Were you guys surprised with that scene? That Batista turned around and fought instead of just.
No, I'm not surprised at all, because Angel is like the ultimate, like positive, ultimate good, and to do what was for justice. He went after Dexter's son. When he knew Dexter's son, he wasn't trying to go after Dexter's son because it was Dexter's son. He went after him because he was a murderer. And the same thing with Dexter Muda. You know, and so like at the end when Dexter's finally looking for that little reprieve and out, and he's like, "Oh, I didn't kill these two." It's like, just like me, it's your fucking fault. And it's like, honestly, that was as much for Dexter or as much for the audience as it was for Dexter.
Yes.
Like that is like Angel talking to the audience and be like, this is Dexter's fault. Just like each of these times. And all of you people who like Dexter are really fucked up. And just while I'm thinking about it, like this is when we're jumping around, I'm curious why every episode starts with a flash forward of what's going to happen in the episode that way.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it's just a style thing. It's trying to tell us something. And I hope it's not just like, this is the execution and we're going to, at the end, see him on the execution. But I feel like that's what we're heading towards eventually, is this is his life flashing before his eyes before getting lethally injected. And we're going to see Cody and Aster and everybody else. Because I do think when we eventually see Cody and Aster, it's going to be them finding out that Dexter's the Bay Harbor Butcher. And it's going to just be the heartbreak of that for them. I don't think we're seeing Cody and Aster any other time in the series, but we are. It's going to be like in the final episode, 6 feet under style, just a horrible like final episode with the montage, and you're going to see Cody and Aster like watching a news report of Bay Harbor Butcher.
That's cool. Michael C. Hall gets another one of those. That's cool.
Do you think we'll see Lumen ever? Because she also knows who he is.
Maybe in season 2 or 3. Yeah. You know, Hannah, I'm still not convinced she's dead either, but I'm going to say she's dead for now. Just because I feel like Harrison's not that dark and weird of keeping like secrets like that. So I'll say she's dead. But Lumen probably comes back in season 2 or 3. Like, think about it. Julia Stiles seems like a casting choice for next season. They had a huge cast this season. They're not going to slow down.
Right. Yeah.
I did notice in the the cast listing for the final episode, Christian Carmargo's in it as Brian. So there's going to be some kind of flashback with him, or he's going to come as a ghost.
Okay.
So we can see that at least.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I will say, I back to the whole Angel part of the show or the episode. I do think that the way we say goodbye to him, I feel like we've been wondering how he was going to go for so long. I did wish he stayed on longer, but I do think there was, like you said, it was a good goodbye to the audience. I do like how they did add little light moments, like even when he was in the subway, there was like a little joke. So like we got that little flash of Angel back. I'm just bummed, man. I wanted to keep seeing him. I wanted to
when he
see
curses
him.
in front of that child.
Yeah. I'm sorry, my humor is ridiculous. I mean, yeah, but I do wish that he would be like at the end. I do wish like.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't exactly dramatic once we saw the choke happen. Right. It was just like who was going to shoot him, but who shot him is a huge.
That's
deal.
important.
Yeah, because Prater is now a murderer. Like Prater's never murdered someone before.
Yeah,
and now he has. So that also confirms that he's getting killed next episode for me. Because now Dexter has justification to do so because now he's a murderer, so now he fits the code. But like it's like Prater hasn't killed anybody before
that we know.
That's true.
Yeah, but now we know.
I don't think he has because like his reaction, even when he does it, it's like it's not like he's ever done that before.
He's like shocked and giddy. He's like shocked and giddy that he did it. Yeah,
and he panic shoots towards Dexter and misses him, and then he does a little wave like Dr. Evil as the door closes, and I like laugh after him, like sad that. Angel's dead. So like, I mean, Peter Dinklage continues to just kill it here. And
amazing.
I just think,
I
think he's dead next episode.
The ramifications of him dying. Well, I mean, I think to move the plot forward, it makes sense. But yeah, I am concerned about Charlie if he dies and a bunch of other stuff. But go ahead.
I don't think I thought Angel would be the one that would be carried over to next season. I thought Charlie somehow was going to disappear. Prater was going to be dead. The way with how quickly he kills everyone else. I think he's going to keep him. I think we are going to see him again in season 2. I don't think we could wrap it up in one episode. I really don't. But then again, Dexter has been surprising us.
That much is true too. Like the black hole, like Leon Prater's death would cause in New York City, of Dexter Resurrection.
I mean, I think it's a whole lot more interesting if Leon Prater's around to kind of manipulate Dexter and force Dexter to kind of work with him in different ways by like, overseeing his son and other things like that. I think it's way more interesting.
Yeah, I think because it could go either way. Like, he could still hate him, but somehow team up. I don't know. I will be surprised if he is done, if that character is over. I will say this episode made me finally hate him because for some reason I'm always late to like disliking the bad guys, like when they're kind of like, oh, but they're good and they're bad. I do think, was it you, Aaron, that said that you think Detective Melvin, is it Olivo, was on the take? I think he is on 100%. Hater's take for sure.
Yeah. He always is just like pissing on every single like little bit of it. So I agree.
He leaks information to him, and he's getting paid for it.
And we'll see more of him. We'll see more of Quinn. So I'm really excited.
I think maybe Prater doesn't die because he also let slip that he has like contacts in the FBI. It would make sense if we find some rogue FBI agent next season. Like, there's a lot of stuff we can do.
Yeah.
Great. Well, I hope I'm wrong.
But there's maybe a few things. Blessing forgave Dexter.
That was so sweet.
That's the most important thing. Okay. That man does not hold a grudge.
Great.
Did you get anything you wanted to talk about?
Just off of that, he is gonna be the biggest like heel turn. He is gonna be so dark eventually, I think. Or he's so nice. I don't know. I'm always wrong with these, but that's about it. Yeah.
Blessing is the Ripper. I'm sticking to it.
Okay, good. Yes.
All right. Well, let's see. Let's check out these ratings then. Aaron, we'll start with you. What do you got?
Yeah, I think this is one of the best episodes of the series of all time. It's the best episode of Resurrection. Fuck it, 5. This is peak, as the kids say, and it actually applies here. I'll miss Angel. I wasn't emotional about the Angel death. It wasn't Rita for me, so it's not the best episode of all time. But, it's one of the best, and they did justice to Angel this entire season. And it's too bad we don't get to see more of them in Original Sin, you bastards.
Sharks.
Fiorella, go ahead.
Yeah, I agree. I actually will go with a 5, R.I.P. Angel.
Yeah, no surprise. I think this, if the Rita episode isn't the best episode, this is the best episode. So it's one or the other. 5. Yeah, 5 for me. That'll do it. We'll be back next week with the finale and Justice for All, episode 10. That's a weird title. I don't think everybody's going to get justice, but whatever. But if you made it this far in the video, like, comment, subscribe, share, go to the Facebook group at Why We Love Horror, go to the Letterboxd challenge at that website, and we got a show about it. I'll talk about that in a second. Schedule is this. Sunday, you're watching it, Why We Love Horror TV. Monday is Versus. Tuesday, Why Liv Loves Horror. I think we're doing the cosplay episode finally. I think that's happening. Wednesday, Aaron's covering Jason Goes to Hell. That'll be fun. And Aaron Unwinds. Thursday, the Why We Love Horror Letterboxd Challenge Watch Along Show, which we talk about that list. And Friday, you're going to get 2 episodes of Why We Love Horror Trivia, including Horror Jeopardy's coming back. So until next time, I'm John Maher, and that's my wife, Fiorella. And that's Aaron Brooks. Abby wishes she could be here. Maybe she'll come back for the finale. We'll see.
Oh, that'd be good.
Next week, Why We Love Horror TV.
Bye.